So this is a presentation about means a video about how to make presentations. First of all, you make sure you have the latest Office installed into your PC. Preferably right now it's Office 16 in my machine. So there is something called as KMS Auto. You download that 3 MB file and you can crack any Office that you have and make it up to date because most of the new Office will have new functionalities and easier to operate. So first rule we should follow everywhere is the presentation background. It should be white. Everywhere it should remain white. So white and then the maximum contrast color comes as black. So your text should be black. Text title means title of your presentation should be in Times New Roman, font size 54. In the writing part, only first letter should be capital throughout the presentation except it's a special name. Like in my name I have n special name and my surname again special name, so that those two can be capital. This is the title where you have to put your name. It is mandatory that you should have a supervisor or guide and his name must be there in the first slide. You can optionally put logos of Mumbai University, your college, and some ME roll number, etc. Whatever extra details you have you can put. For this you can select Times New Roman. Now font size is up to you. Anything above 24 is acceptable. Now I preferably keep everything as 32 because it becomes very easy and visible. And also your guide name should not be smaller than whatever you put. So equal preference. And you can just extend this block and make sure that both the font sizes are same. So make it 32. It should look uniform. Now about each slide. First of all, right click, go to the slide layout and select title only or blank, whatever is preferable. Title only is what I select. Now I will start with a fresh slide. I have few slides made over here. So new slide. Now this is how you get. If you select, go to the layout, go to the title only slide, this is how it looks. Now depending upon projector, so if you want to fit in more data, the projector design layout, you can change slide size here and make it standard 4:3. So to fit in the more data in horizontal manner, more data in vertical manner, it's widescreen, which is by default available in Word. So most of the conference talk where you have only 5-6 slides to be presented, there it's preferred to select 4:3. But right now I have no limitation on slide size and slide, so I select widescreen because it looks good. Next thing is you select this, change it, extend it to maximum. Now don't do it manually, go to format, just put it to the top, change it to 1 inch. This should be 1 inch and this should be 13.33. That becomes your title. Now here always select center align, Times New Roman, and font size 48 is what I prefer. Now here you can give your name of project or whatever, but each slide should have a title. That is a must and mandatory requirement. Now along with the title, you can give a back color to this title, very light one, if you don't see the boundary and get the idea of it. Otherwise you can keep it white depending upon your. Next thing, each slide should have one picture. That is another compulsion. None of the slides should have only text written on it. You can have points if it is like advantages and you don't have any picture for it, but try to search picture for each and every point also. You can have minimum one picture. That means you can have multiple pictures on the same slide. That is allowed. But at least one picture should be there because it's like a movie and the examiners are the audience. So you don't have any right to bore them. And don't put everything into the text onto your slide because they are not here to read English. Otherwise they don't need you. They will say sit down, I will read and go ahead with the next slide. So that should not happen ever. You should always have picture, but that picture explanation should be given by you. Now along with picture you might need some text. It's not mandatory, but you can have. like definitions or something. Like your project starts with video extraction or something, so you can start with something like a question mark as your title. What is video? And then you can put an exclamatory mark or something like this, and then you try to answer this question. You should know the answer. Now most of the times we don't remember, so this word has PowerPoint has this optional advantage of notes. So whatever you want to speak, you can put this in notes, and whenever you are presenting, your PC gets connected to the computer or a projector, then the notes are visible to you as well as next slide, but they will see the current slide only. They will not see the notes as well as next slide. So next slide इसलिए दिखता है कि आप जान सको आगे क्या आने वाला है. So you are prepared. And notes इसलिए क्योंकि आप भूल जाते हो बहुत सारी चीजें क्या बोल रहे हैं, तो वहाँ पे notes में लिख के रख सकते हैं. Now this is available only in Word 13 and 16. So make sure you have latest Office installed. That is the first and foremost requirement, because it has all the alignment marks and all. Now if you want to insert any picture, so right now tomorrow I am presenting on paper, so I have to go to the paper will have some diagrams. You just have to open whatever Acrobat right now I have. There are two ways to capture an image. Either you press a print screen on your computer, or you can right click onto the image, copy image, and paste it into your PowerPoint. So here there are two ways to insert a picture. Either right click and paste picture. So there are two options. Never select this option until and unless it's mandatory. Never select this option, picture. Always select the active paste. Active paste will keep the clarity of your picture, otherwise you lose clarity. Huh? But sometimes active paste do not show anything and paste picture will show you the picture. That happens when you are copying from the net. So that time only when required you have to use that paste picture option. Now once you select, just double click, go to the format. No need to modify anything. I know the maximum width I can fit is 13.3. Just enter, and then your picture is fitting perfectly. And this aspect ratio you have to maintain, so whatever is there automatically it takes, so that your picture aspect ratio do not change. And if you even if you want to resize, you are only allowed to resize from this diagonal arrow. Never resize from this horizontal or vertical arrow. It makes your picture look ugly. So this is about inserting picture. Now how to insert the animating picture, so that when you are running your presentation, this should run something or animate. The best way is go to the internet, search for .gif file. Now once you download any GIF file, let me see if I can do this live in this video only. Go to the Google, then search for something cell.gif and go to the images, and most of the times you will get some GIF which is moving. Search for some image which is actually moving. If this happens, that means it must be a GIF. But sometimes GIF don't move at all, so you have to search for moving GIFs. GIF you can create by going to online GIF creator, and then you can also put a GIF over here. By that time I will try to add something. I don't know why this is not responding. So for adding some text, you have to go to the insert, go to the text box, and put a text box which is wide enough throughout the slide. Now if the picture is vertical, you have to put text box like this. If picture is horizontal, you have to put text box like this. Here, picture. Now in this text box, you can enter something. I guess I need to stop this presentation. I'll continue in next video.